My next guest believes the ongoing impeachment charade was never about removing President Trump from office. Instead, it was designed as a tool to hurt Republican senators in blue and purple states. This is a guy that has never lost a case as a prosecutor in his life. Pretty smart guy. He's also... Are you now back officially as a Fox News contributor? Did we put the camera back where you're supposed to be? Trey Gowdy is with us.
Everything's great, and I'm thrilled to be back.
Counselor, I didn't ask if everything's great. Did they take care of you and re-sign you? Because I'm fighting for Trey Gowdy to be a Fox News contributor. I'll do it publicly.
Yes, sir. They've been fantastic. They've been great. Thank you. They've been great.
You gave a lot of great statements. I know this is your wheelhouse. Tell us why this is so corrupt.
Well, I mean, let's skip over the process. The process, the 3-month-long inquiry investigation was laughable, but they voted. That's the House's prerogative. They voted. Not a single Republican went along with them. In fact, they didn't even keep all the Democrats. But the House exercised its prerogative, and they impeached the president. There is no mathematical way he's ever going to be convicted. And they know that. So their goal cannot be to remove Donald Trump from office. It is to neuter his second term. I think he's going to win in November. It's to neuter that second term by targeting the Cory Gardners and the Martha McSallies and the Tom Tillises and the Susan Collins and Joni Ernst. Because if Trump wins and he doesn't have the Senate, then he's not going to get any judicial vacancies filled. He's not going to replace a Supreme Court justice if he or she retires. He's not going to get the foreign policy he wants. He's not going to get the cabinet he wants. So I never thought this was about removing Donald Trump, because they're not going to do it. It's about putting Cory Gardner in a really tough series of votes, so he has to defend them in November this fall.
I think you're right. Everything is through the prism of politics, especially there are 299 days to go until the American people, they get to make the final decision. It's up to them, and they can shock the world again. And I hope, Trey Gowdy, that in fact that happens. Let me ask you this question, and it's a legal one. So constitutionally, it's the sole role of the House of Representatives to impeach. It is the sole role of the Senate to put the trial on. We have a role for the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. He presides. Now, the House managers will present their case. Now they're trying to have a redo and get the Senate to do the job that they couldn't do in the House. What is your reaction? What would you tell Republican senators tonight?
Same thing I told him in the op-ed. You know, it's Adam Schiff's job. If he thinks the testimony of John Bolton is so indispensable, then he should have subpoenaed him. And the same with Mick Mulvaney and Mike Pompeo and Rudy Giuliani. The Senate's job is to deliberate. It is not to investigate and then deliberate, because if that were true, we wouldn't need the House. Schiff was in such a hurry. I mean, keep in mind, Sean, all your viewers have to go to court if they have a disagreement with a fellow citizen. House Republicans had to go to court to get documents in Fast and Furious. We had to go fight Adam Schiff in court to find out who funded the dossier. So we all know how to get to the courthouse. Schiff didn't want to go to court. He wants the Senate to call the very witnesses that he didn't have the courage to call himself, and that's not their job. The good news is the senators that I talk to on a regular basis under the leadership of Mitch McConnell are not falling for Nancy Pelosi's trick. She can send them and they'll do what they want, but they are not moved by this 3-week pause that she's engaged in.
All right, Trey Gowdy. By the way, welcome back. I was going to go to bat for you tonight. Okay, I don't have to. That's good.